is Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, J.R. Smith, Iman Shumpert, and Tristan Thompson, to name a few. We want to rank the 5 best players who will play in the upcoming finals. Again, we are ranking the 5 best players who will play in the upcoming finals. I'll start with you first, Freddie.
I'm going to go with LeBron James. There's no doubt he's the best player in the world. I mean, I know he wasn't at the MVP this year. You could have made a great case for him to be the MVP, but he's the best player in this series. This series will be determined how well he plays for Cleveland against Golden State. Got Steph Curry, number 2, no question about that, what he's been able to do, not just shooting the basketball, but the assist numbers. Defense has been a lot better than anybody could have anticipated. Draymond Green, for me, continues to impress. I don't know about a max contract player. I don't think he's that, but he's going to get a max contract when his contract is all said and done. He can guard so many different positions, not afraid to take shots, not afraid to yap and get in your face. I got him at number 3. I got Tristan Thompson, number 4, excuse me. I think he could be an underrated factor. He was so good against the Hawks, they couldn't control him off the offensive boards. He played with such great energy, and he was not afraid. I know it's the Hawks, Carrie. I get it, but they did win 60 in the regular season. Can't discount that. But Tristan Thompson was a guy that became a force they couldn't keep off the boards. And he continued to grow in confidence, and I wonder if Golden State would be able to do that, even though they have a much better front line, a bigger front line. And I got Klay Thompson, number 5. I thought his offense has been able to suffer, especially in the series versus Houston, guarding James Harden and chasing him around. I know I don't have Kyrie Irving on this list, and I think that's because he's injured. I don't know what kind of Kyrie Irving are we going to see.
Yeah.
We may see 20 points one night. We may see him tweak that knee injury, maybe 5 points, only 10 minutes the next night. That's why he did not make my list. If it was 5 most important players, yes. But the 5 best players, LeBron 1, Steph 2, Draymond 3, Tristan 4, Klay Thompson.
You're 4 and 5. I don't know. Go ahead, Kate. Get back to you.
Oh,
my top 5. My top 2, really. Steph, LeBron. I got Steph ahead of LeBron. And I'm looking at it as which player do I think is going to be most important at the end of this series. Which player do I think is going to have played best and been most effective? And I got Steph Curry on this. I think Steph Curry is the evolution of the NBA game. I think we are witnessing the evolution of that game. I think he has taken three-point shooting to a new consistent level, and he's doing it in the postseason, which is when we think that's going to get shut down. He's shooting 44% from 3 in the postseason. It's basically the same as the regular season. I mean, in a lot of ways, that's unheard of. And defenses, as I talked about earlier in the show, because he's shooting off the dribble and he's not reliant spacing in the corner, he's not reliant on somebody else to get him the ball. I don't know that Cleveland knows, or anybody knows yet, how to shut that down. How do you shut down a guy who's coming off a pick and roll, dribbling 3 times, putting it behind his legs, step back for a 3? I don't know that defenses can guard that. Now I've spent tons of time talking about Steph Curry, not the rest of that. So I got LeBron 2. I got Klay Thompson 3. I know he's struggled at times offensively, but his numbers are still 19.7 points per game in the postseason, and he's still shooting 3-pointers at basically the same clip as he did in the regular season. As we know with the Golden State Warriors, that extra point when they're making 3-pointers is the difference for them in a lot of ways. And so Klay Thompson, to me, number 3. I have Kyrie at 4. I think the week off, I don't think it's going to make him better, but I do think he's going to be refreshed, at least for those first 2 games, and there's so much spacing in this finals.
Most important, too, at the end when it's said and done.
And he's still averaging, what, like 18 a game here in the postseason, and crucial for Cleveland. And then I got Draymond Green, who his numbers in the postseason have been so much better than the regular season, and the things he do and the versatility he's going to give this team in possibly being able to guard both LeBron and an inside guy is going to be invaluable for them.
Number 1 was hard for me because Steph Curry is the MVP, and he's had a better season than LeBron. I don't think that's debatable by any metric this particular season. But LeBron is still the best player in the game. So it's kind of a loaded question as to who the best player is in this series or whatnot. But I'm still going to go with LeBron because he's a dynamic force still, even though he's not been as efficient as he's been in past postseasons. As a matter of fact, I think that attributes to the fact that he doesn't have a lot of talent around him at this particular juncture. But so I went with LeBron, number 1. Steph Curry, again, splitting hairs, I put him at number 2. And I agree with Kate. I think this is a team that's going to break that mold. There's this notion that jump shooting teams don't win.
Yes, there is.
If you look at it, I mean, look, a lot of these teams, even the LeBron Miami teams, were jump shooting teams, okay? And they won championships.
The Bulls,
the Spurs,
jump shooting
the Spurs were a jump shooting team. The Mavericks, if you look at some of the teams that won recently, they had an element of being a jump shooting team. So I think that's a bit of a misnomer. But I think Curry has been as dynamic a player as we've had all season, and he's going to continue to do that. Draymond Green, to me, is the second most important player on the Golden State Warriors.
He is.
His net rating when he's on the floor and off the floor, it's like plus a gazillion, it feels like, when he's on the floor, and they go small with him at the 5. So he's so versatile. He's like a crazy hybrid of, like, Shane Battier meets Kawhi Leonard. Like, it's insane what he can do on the floor and how he can guard every single position, and obviously a very good offensive player as well. Then I went with Kyrie Irving because I too agree with Kate that thinking that the rest will help at least in some way, shape, or form. He's basically been relegated to being a spot-up shooter, and he's been good at that, which he wasn't, by the way, before this season. So I think that's the LeBron effect. But I think he'll be better in this particular series because of the week off. And then I'm going to go with Klay Thompson as my 5th guy. And just for
go on.
Yeah, just to add one more thing, it's Warriors in 6. So.
Okay, I think a lot of people. Wait, holy! I have the exact same list that George has, except I can switch my 1 and 2. I'm going Curry first,
right.
LeBron second, and Warriors in 6.
That's what I have.
My gut wants to say Warriors in 6, but that LeBron guy. But I think Golden State is just way too deep.
Hell, I would have gone 5 if it wasn't for LeBron.
Yeah.
I think if we had a...
I mean, if it wasn't for LeBron.
Yeah. If it wasn't for the best player,
if it wasn't for LeBron, that's the only reference I have.
Kyrie Irving was healthier and Kevin Love was playing, I might change my pick, but I just think Warriors in 6, that's what it's going to turn.
I want to give an honorable mention, even though we didn't pick them as the most valuable players, J.R. Smith and Harrison Barnes. I'm really looking forward to watching them and Iman Shumpert make a difference.
Someone's going to overpay for Harrison Barnes and make Golden State match that contract. Restricted free agent. Keep an eye on that.
I agree with that. Good luck, gentlemen. Coming up next, teams want the number 1 pick in the NBA draft, but this year's number 2, not so bad. Who has the number 2 pick?
Wait,
what
was it?
The Fighting Carry champions of Los Angeles.
The Fighting Carry champions of Los Angeles. Who are the Lakers?
Kobe's got the number 2 pick.
Who are the Lakers pick?
Karl Anthony Towns is the best player for that pick because they need defense in the worst way possible. And he's going to be a defensive monster right out of the gate. He is NBA ready from a defensive perspective. We didn't get to see the offense that he's got at the college level, but he certainly has the skill set. When he got a chance to show it in certain games, you could see that there was a real skill set there. Maybe not as well-rounded as Okafor offensively, but I think that Karl Anthony Towns, you can plug him in. He is kind of the right fit for the way teams want to play with big men now. He's certainly agile, he's athletic, and again, defense first. So you look at guys like Tyson Chandler, who have had great careers in this league. I think that he's Tyson Chandler, but better offensively. So I think he could be a perfect fit for the Lakers because let's face it, they're not, at least as currently constituted, not a great defensive team.
Sure.
I'm taking D'Angelo Russell with that number 2 pick because I think Karl Anthony Towns is the best player in the draft. I said that back in February. If I had my choice, number 1 pick, Karl Anthony Towns or Jahlil Okafor, I'm taking Karl Anthony Towns. I think his upside is going to be tremendous, and he's a big guy that can play defense. He's no slouch there. He can make free throws. You have a big guy that can make 80% from the free throw line. You'll take 72% from the free throw line. That's still double what Dwight Howard and also DeAndre Jordan shot from the free throw line in the NBA playoffs this year. But in a league now that has become so specialized at the 1, 2, and 3 positions, you really need to level off those guys. We're in the golden age of point guards still. Chris Paul's still more than serviceable with Los Angeles. You got Steph Curry's going to be a demon with Golden State. Russell Westbrook with Oklahoma City. Mike Conley Jr., an underrated guy with Memphis. D'Angelo Russell can be that guy who's long, who's lean, left-handed, can make shots inside, can be that kind of defender where all of a sudden you go into a game and say, okay, we got him. We know he's not going to stop Russell Westbrook, but Russell Westbrook is 29. That guy can get us 23 and kind of level that off. So if I'm the Lakers, with the way the NBA's gone now, D'Angelo Russell, I think, would be the best fit for them at number 2. I still think Karl Anthony Towns is going number 1.
Okay.
The Lakers, to me, are one of the only franchises when they say we're thinking of 6 to 8 players, we're not sure what we're going to do, we're going to trade it. I actually think their options are wide open because we don't know yet what their plan is in this free agency. So it's tough to say, all right, well, you know, if there's a Sixers pick, it's like they got to take Russell because this is their one building block and they've got these other big guys inside. But with the Lakers, it's so dependent on whatever they're thinking come free agency, right? Are they going after Kevin Love? Are they going after Gasol? Are they going after Aldridge? Harrison Barnes, all those guys. So are they thinking, are they going to get Rondo? Are they thinking we need a point guard?
No,
I knew if I said that,
they're not going to get Rondo.
No.
It would be great television to watch Kobe and Rondo play together.
That's rude.
It would be great television.
Better television watching Carrie see those two playing
Two
on TV.
alpha dogs like that butting heads. That could be interesting.
It'd be like cats all
But everything
fighting
seems
all around.
open to the Lakers right now.
Right.
I think they should take Okafor at number 2. I think the guy who slotted there at number 2, and who I think you said Chad Ford, kind of penned him in there.
Yeah, sure.
That's who I think is best for the Lakers.
Okay.
And I actually see the Lakers, and this will make you happy, Carrie, as being really pretty good next year.
Oh, they're going to be contenders.
Really pretty good.
Yeah.
I think they pick up somebody.
Listen.
What is contender?
Contending
define
to be
contending.
relevant. Okay, contending to be relevant.
That's not
in the
right.
playoffs, so we will be in the playoffs.
Okay, yeah,
That's why
maybe.
you believe that too.
Maybe.
You know you.
I know.
Just wait, I got to see what the roster looks like.
Wait, to your point,
Me
Kate,
too.
because you're a genius. As usual, she's a genius. Excuse me, can you guys kill both of their mics? And let's just hear Kate. No, I'm kidding.
I thought you said, can you kill George and Fred? I'm like, that's a little
But
extreme.
Okafor is so perfect for them, that his offensive talents, and we saw how well Kobe worked with Gasol, and Okafor is so skilled offensively that I think he's the perfect fit for them. And obviously, defense is key, but it's also something that you've seen with Golden State. You need guys who focus on it, but you can also work with guys.
So I reached out to Jeff Goodman. He is our college basketball expert. Guru. He knows everything. He's in the trenches every day with these kids. He's watched their game. He's watched them develop. And I said, who should the Lakers pick? He said, well, obviously it would be Towns or Okafor, whoever falls in place. I said, well, who's the best man? Who's the best big man ready to go? And he said Okafor, without a doubt. He's ready right now. He's the person.
He's skilled offensively. He has a pro game.
He was like, he's just ready right now because we've had the conversation that they say big men take so long to develop. He says he's the most NBA ready of the big men. It won't take him that long to develop. So I like what you had to say. Your point. You're a genius. You're not
mediocre.
Somewhat.
All I know is I heard Mike Krzyzewski on Colin Cowherd's show say,
there you go. Oh, so you're going to throw Coach K.
Say that whoever drafts him, in Okafor in this case, shouldn't think he's an NBA-ready product. He's going to need coaching. He's going to need help. And you know what? He may be a liability on defense.
Okay.
So
I can't argue with Coach K if you're going to drop Coach K.
I mean, not that I'm tight with Coach K. I mean, you're tight with Jeff Goodman.
Yeah,
I mean,
go ahead. Drop. Yeah, no,
but,
you're right. Okay.
All I'm saying is,
You just heard Coach K on the radio, right?
Right, I heard Coach K on the radio. He said it on the record, so you know that he's not a finished product. So I'm a
Playoffs next year, guys. We're excited about it.
Maybe.
Maybe. Let's see what the roster looks like.
West is still loaded.
Because let me tell you, this past season, we were saying that the Lakers wouldn't even win 20 games. Right?
Who said that?
Most people did.
Most people said
They came pretty close. They
21.
did. They came pretty close. They're not the Knicks, but they came pretty close.
They're in perfect position.
All right, guys. Coming up next, J.J. Watt is must-see television, and apparently we're going to be able to watch him for free. Why is that? We will share after the break.
More thigh bruises.
More, yes.